look at that regional greeting again, and we'll modify that code from an if, else to a switch statement. Let's take a look at that. So let's take a look at this. What we have is the where from value, okay? So I'm not going to delete this. I'm actually just going to comment that out, and that way we can kind of use it as a reference. But right below it, still inside this, this code block where it's an if your name and where from are not empty, we're still going to do it in there. So let's start out with a switch. And then we are going to give the expression. And in this case, what we're looking for is the value of where from. It's just a simple value. It's not any sort of a complex expression. Where from dot value. And then we have curly braces. And the curly braces encapsulate the entire switch block. And inside the switch, we just need to list each case now. So we have case, Texas, and then a colon. And below that, we're going to use the Texas greeting. And it's really important that before you move on to the next case, that you include something called break. And the reason for this is that it says, let's stop checking. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that if the case equals Texas, if where from value equals Texas, that we're gonna do this, and then we're going to leave the switch statement altogether. That prevents any other code from being executed. So we have case, and then we have Australia. And I'm going to copy and paste my code here, so I don't have to retype all of that. And again, including the break, because this prevents the default from being executed at the bottom. Case, California. Don't forget the colon. Let's grab that greeting. And the nice thing about this is that it really lends itself to lots and lots of possible choices or lots of different possible values for this. If I wanted to have a list of like 20 different places and each had their own greeting, the if and else would get kind of cumbersome. And so I wouldn't really want to do that. Now, I don't really need a default here because I'm using a select menu, but I'm going to put it in there anyway. And we'll just say a generic greeting of hello there. If I happen to end up at the default, but I shouldn't because all of my values are sort of specified. So there is my new statement. So this is the old one, if, else. And in this case, now I'm calling out each value using switch and then the case statement along with that value to create that code branch. And then when I'm done, it will continue on with the normal processing. Let's save that and give it a shot just to make sure that it works the way I was supposed to. David, and from Texas, and it says howdy David, and of course it works fine with the others. So this is how switch would look in practice, and there's some definite, when you have a single value that you're checking, it's pretty good. And another reason that you might want to use this is if you have a lot of different options that you need to account for. This kind of code is a little bit more streamlined than if, else. And obviously you can choose to do it one way or the other because you can get almost equivalent code from either one. But in some cases, one just sort of lends itself to being easier or better than the other.